Hello everyone, this is another GeoGuessr video, but this is in real life. I am today in Konya, in Türkiye, Turkey, the old name of the country. I'm right at the city center on top of Aladdin Hill, which is an artificial hill, but we'll talk more about this as I walk around and try to find the exact spot for five random locations in the city center of Konya, which is right in the middle of the country. All right, let's load a game for the city of Konya. I created a small map with a number of locations only in the city center since it's almost sunset in just about an hour, and I'd like to try and find the five spots before the day runs out, before I don't have enough light to record this. So let's start the game and see what's the first spot. And it seems I might be very lucky. Yes, this is definitely actually just around where I am. This is Aladdin Hill, and the reason I know this is because the city is completely flat, save for that artificial hill, which I am on right now. It's a complete coincidence that the first round would be here, and I believe this is Aladdin Mosque. Hang on, where is this? I think I saw the minaret. Here it is, which is just in that direction. So let me see exactly where I am. It's facing south. My goal is, no, that's not a minaret. Hang on, that's a lamppost. Can't see with a bit of the glare. Can see the... Oh, but it is this structure right here. Okay, I see it. Okay, we do have the structure. It's actually not it's in between the mosque and that structure on top of the steps. Let's see. My goal is to go exactly at that location. So it's actually just about 30 meters away from here. So let's get there, and I'll show you a little bit of the city as I go around. Heading towards this stone sculpture or monument of some kind, because we're supposed to be going there, and then I'm gonna mark my spot. Just got very lucky to be starting exactly where the first round would be. Let me get down from this thing. I don't know if I can jump this. And we should be right here. I can see the cobblestones, which is exactly like in the image. So let me check on my phone. Is this what we can see? So we are indeed right in front of the staircase, right in this cobblestone area. Let me find this in front of the big avenue. So let me put this on the map here. This is Aladdin Park. This is the big avenue. We should get our 5,000 points. The old mosque is here, slightly, yeah, right in front of it, in front of the stairs. So I'm going to put my marker. Oh, hang on. There are some. Cannot see the road signs on map, but I think this is it. Do we have another building? I think it looks like this spot. I mean, I should be close enough anyway. 3 meters. Here we go. 5,000 points. Let's do the next round. Next round. Well, this is where I started my day, because this is my first day in Konya. So I had a very brief walk before that. I've never been here before. And this is the mausoleum of Rumi and the mosque, which is just next to it. So we have to go down the entire avenue, and we'll get right next to the cemetery. This should be a fairly easy one, so let's get to it. As I go down Aladdin Hill, let me tell you more about it. It was created artificially by the nobility here so that they could have a look over the city. Otherwise, the city is completely flat, and it's actually surprising because you can see mountains all around, and you can see them from the top of the hill, which is not that high actually. As you can see, I'm actually literally going down, and behind me is the very top, and I'm almost now down at the city level. And we're gonna head down this avenue, this big avenue, all the way down to the mausoleum of Rumi, who was a Persian poet, very famous one. You've probably seen quotes all over the social media, of the 13th century. And he is buried, he spent most of his life here and was buried here. He was actually born in modern day Afghanistan. So we'll go down this big avenue. As I'm walking down this main avenue, there's a nice sunset light on this big mosque, which is just alongside the main avenue. So I'm going to continue going down this way, which is going east. Towards the east, you can already see the road signs indicating Antalya, where I'll be going to next. Actually tomorrow. It's a 4.5 hours drive from here. I suspect I'm going to go through the mountains because Antalya is at the sea level. I'm actually coming back on my tracks because I want to go through the small streets inside the town instead of this big avenue. And the reason for that is because I've only done a very brief walk this morning inside the city and I don't know much of it at all. It's my first time, my first day in Konya, my first few hours in Konya, so I want to get a bit of a lay of the land for the future GeoGuessr rounds, so it's a bit easier on me. And there's another nice building just behind me. It's also much more quiet when you get away from the main avenue. I wonder if I can find some lokum, which is this Turkish delicacy. Very sweet, very bad for the teeth, and I don't have great teeth, but let's see if I can find some lokum because I'm feeling suddenly a craving for it. Just see jewelry and banks for now. And it's funny, every time I go in front of an ATM, there are always queues. There's tons of ATMs and tons of queues. It's still, anyway, very much of a cash-based society in Turkey. And inflation has gone crazy high, so I suspect people want to take their savings probably out of their bank accounts as quickly as possible. Or maybe they just need more and more cash all the time. Don't know. As I'm walking in the little streets of downtown Konya, I noticed this massive mosque. I'm curious, so I turned to get a closer look at it. There's just so many mosques at every street corner. Another massive one with 2 minarets here. Just let the traffic pass. And actually, it was maybe not too far away to do this detour because at the end of this alley I can see the mosque, which I believe is the one next to the mausoleum of Rumi. So actually Konya was the capital city of the Sultanate of Rum, so I suspect Rumi is derived from that sultanate name. If you're a GeoGuessr player, you probably already know by now that on the left-hand side of a Turkish license plate, you have this blue strip. But Turkey is not part of the EU, at least not yet. So that's why you don't see the EU stars on top of this blue rectangle. But sometimes you can be fooled by thinking on GeoGuessr, or Street View rather, that we are in the EU because you notice a blurred blue area on the left-hand side of the blue strip. So now we're approaching the mosque behind me, and right behind it you have the mausoleum of Rumi, which is also called the Mevlana Museum. Why? Because Mevlana means master, and Rumi was known as the master. So it's actually right behind. I'm going to show you some footage that I've taken this morning. And I believe we have to go this way, where we can see this mosque on the left-hand side, and then you can see the mausoleum on the right-hand side. So we have to go that way to find the exact spot for GeoGuessr and validate the round. All right, we should be exactly at the spot. Unfortunately, the mausoleum, the main green roof, is under renovation, so we're not going to be able to see the exact same thing as in the photo, but we're actually right at the correct spot, next to the tram lines and this other structure, which is actually the entrance to the cemetery. But for some reason, when I've reloaded GeoGuessr on my phone, it put me in Japan, when I suspect, very bizarrely, that there must be a Konya in Japan. It sounds Japanese. So I just put the marker where I knew I am, because there's no ambiguity. Of course, it shows that it's wrong, but it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll use my previous screen recording to check the photo. So next round, let's see where we are. And actually, This must be one of the small streets where I just walked through. It's actually a good thing because I recognize I wanted to record this to show you, but oh yeah, I actually went through this because this is where you see all these little shops selling clothes, and I was just surprised at the sheer number. So I think this is right behind the city hall actually. So I have to go back on my footsteps to get to that spot. And on the map, it should be somewhere around this area. Hang on, Mevlana. This is where we are. We have the big mosque. Can't see this exactly on this map. I think it's one of these small streets down here. So I'm gonna try and find which one it is specifically as I walk through. Yes, it says clothing store. So I'm pretty confident it's one of these intersections, maybe this one. So let's see more about this. And I have the tram going right next to me. I don't know if it honked at me, but I was not actually on the tram tracks. All right, so let's get going, and maybe on the way I can find my lokum store because I'm getting hungry for sweet stuff. Let's see if there's any shop next to the mosque in that area. Down there. As most of you who play GeoGuessr know, an easy way to recognize you're in Turkey is the stop sign where it says dur. I don't know if it's the way to pronounce it, but it's very recognizable. So here's one of them, woohoo! Okay, so I'm finding sweets in this little store, but it's not what I'm looking for my little lokum. You have, oh, maybe these are some anyway. They look a little bit industrial. So I don't think I'm gonna go with this shop. I'd like something more, a bit more upscale, sorry. Maybe I'm too posh, but I've tried some average lokum and it's not great for the stomach. You eat two and then you're very full, so I'd rather have some higher quality ones. Let's see if I can find any, but not very lucky so far. So it seems I found a proper pastry shop finally. Look at this. Come with me. All the fans of good pastry, good sweet Turkish pastry. It's not the lokum, but this is probably good enough. What do we have here? This is more plasticky. Oh, what do I see down there? I do see what I want. I think these are the lokum. Let me get into the store. Okay, am I gonna get what I want? Oh, tons of things here. Yes, this is exactly what I want. These are the ones. So I have no idea which one I preferred. So I got what I wanted, which is my lokum. I got the one that I remember, the hazelnut one, double lokum. I don't know if it's double sugar. And I have another one, which I've never tried before, which is a fruit one. Don't know if it's the best ones, I don't know, but this one was very tempting because it's mango. So I'm going to try this right away because I've been missing this quite a bit and I completely forgot about this delicacy. And of course night is falling, so I'm late to play round 3, but I'm not far from the actual spot because I recognize the infrastructure. So let's see. This is, oh yes, because this is where I turned earlier. I think this is where I turned, yes, because the mosque is on the left-hand side and I can see clothing store, some clothing stores here. So I think I'm getting closer. Let's see. I think it could be this store in the corner. I remember if I look at the roof, these tiles, it could very well may be this area. So let me connect to the GeoGuessr game and see what I can find. Okay, so this is where I am. Yeah, I can recognize this Are these the windows? No, it doesn't have. It's supposed to have two series of windows, so it's not exactly this spot, but it looks very similar. Um, Hang on, what's the name on this? Uyanik. Uyanik. Okay, I can move around, but it's. Hang on, is it maybe because it's just the other one next? No, there's a roof on this one. There's a roof on the pedestrian alley, and it's not here. What do we see down there? There's an entrance to something facing east. This is east. I don't know where this is exactly. Okay, so the name of the shop, in any case, this one is Uyanik. Okay, and this is west-east. Okay, in south, and south is this way. So let's see if I can find it. Maybe it's just down there. Let's see. Everything looks very similar. Or maybe this one. Could it be? No, the windows on the other side are vertical. So maybe I have to go further down. And I'll be able... Oh, I think I see it. It says Uyanik. It says Uyanik here. And I can see the vertical windows right next to it. Yep, this is it. This is it. And if I go east, oh, I can't see, it's in renovation. If I look at this going south, yeah, it's all these buildings. All right, perfect. So let me put this on the map. Where did I? Oh, but I actually put it exactly on Uyanik. I didn't realize my marker just before. That's a funny coincidence. So let's see. I should just guess, and this is exactly this spot. Here we go. Let's go for round number 4 and see how much time I have left before. Got the guy just talking, and right next to me. A bank. Hang on. Where is this? Looks like a massive square with pigeons. Is this Zafer? Ah, no. Sorry, this is the big mosque I was showing you earlier, which is just opposite the big avenue, where there was some nice sunset light on it. And I remember seeing the pigeons when I walked around this morning as well. Indeed, again, fed. That's very, very funny. I'll show you the video which I took this morning, or this early afternoon. That's very interesting. Let's get there. It's next to the bank, and next to the pigeons, and next to the mosque. Okay, this is going to be very easy. So let's get down to that spot. So I'm going to exit these small alleys, which are closing. So let's head this way, back towards the big avenue, which is north from where I am. And again, people at the ATM. I mean, maybe it's because I live in my little village and I'm used to seeing people. Well, I guess I should stop my sentence. Seeing people, full stop. I was about to say seeing people at an ATM because in my village there's just not so many people. But I guess that's city life for you. All right, so I think I'm not far away. I just need to continue back in front of the city hall, then turn left on the big avenue, and you'll see as I head towards the square of the city hall. I think we have the view on the mausoleum and the big mosque, because this is the way I walked just on my way to round number 2. So I'm a bit lucky for now because I don't have to walk too much. The distance between the hill and the mausoleum is about 1 kilometer. No, actually we can't see it on the right. Is there a metro here? Looks like a metro station. I don't even know. Could be a metro. And it's actually already this bank. You can see the distinctive yellow coloring here of the facade of the bank. Well, it's not the facade. Facade is beige, and you have the yellow branding for the bank, and you can see the mosque next to it. So let's make sure I don't get run over. There's a car right behind me, right next to me here. So I want to make sure I don't get run over. Okay. While I'm recording this, it's fine. No tram. traffic on the right hand side. Oh, we do see the mausoleum back down there under renovation. You can see the minaret. All right, let's get to my mosque. And the pigeons, I don't know if they're still here. They are still here. So that's not going to be too difficult. And then we'll get round number 5 to close off the day. Nice. I guess it's very tempting to get all the pigeons to fly away. Should I do this? Yeah, I'm going to do this. Give me a sec. It loaded the correct thing. Okay, we're next to the bank. And here we have... Oh, it's funny, we don't see the square on the ground anymore. The square around the circle. But we're right next to that circle. And if you look around, yep, everything matches the building. I mean, I know this is this spot. So, let's put this on Google Maps. We are next to the big avenue. If I can zoom with one hand, since I don't have an operator, a camera operator today. So I have to do everything myself. Huh. So tough, isn't it? I think this is the mosque right here. Would this be the bank? Does it show? It doesn't show. But Camille is the name of the bank. And all the pigeons are flying in my face. Okay, I guess they're gonna come back. Here we go, 22 meters, 5,000 points. That's what I wanted. And the final round, because it's getting nighttime. I need to go, and there's a kid who's waving at this. And I don't recognize this. This is again the mausoleum, and the big mosque. So it's actually just next door. This is got lucky on the location. It's very, very close by. So pigeons are mostly gone, I guess. So I'm not going to scare them. So let's head to this final stop next to the big mosque and the mausoleum. Right this way. Come on, it's too tempting. Okay. Am I proud of myself? Not really. Feel a bit self-conscious. All right, let's go to the next and final spot, which is just down the same avenue, same big avenue, and turning left. Because to validate my spot on Google Maps, I need to be standing exactly at that spot. Now earlier I walked same avenue just once, as I said, to get a lay of the land. So I also stopped in front of other locations, like the only operating church in Konya. So in case I don't put it in the video, I may create another short video with my other videos and some photos that I've taken as I was walking around. So check out this other video if you're interested in seeing some of the highlights of Konya, which did not make it into this video because this is purely GeoGuessr and trying to go around, run around and see interesting locations and trying to find them in real life and just walking. Not too much this time, but at least give me some bit of exercise since I barely slept last night. Too many thoughts in my little stupid head. So let's go down the avenue and we're almost there. Okay, and we're approaching again the same location. So let's check on GeoGuessr. Yeah, it is this building exactly facing this way. If I look at the lines, you can see the double yellow line, double gray line. If I turn right, I can see all the minarets. Yeah, it's exactly this spot. So I'm going to put this again on the map and validate my guess. We should be just about here. Let's guess. And it's another perfect 5,000. No. No, 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 no. 4,000 points. I don't get a 5,000 points. I thought I was getting it perfect. 28 meters. What did I do wrong? It's more on the street. I'm stupid. Of course, it's the car. Although, no. In the image, it was not the car. It looked like a trekker. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Konya. I certainly did. It was my first time here, and I certainly enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, I'll just have one. Definitely worth it. There's a nice pink light on the clouds. Did I say I'd have one only? No, one more. I meant one more, right? Yeah, definitely worth it. I've never tried this. Comes some kind of nut inside. I never know, but this is the double lukumes. I think my favorite. More than the fruity one. One more I said, right? I hope I'm not making you too hungry or too jealous. This is a disaster. It's all sugar, but it's so good. What's not to like?